Hello, it's time to work in JASP again, and today we're going to be working with zScores. So if you remember from reading your text, zScores are something that we can do to raw data when we transform a population into zScores. The transformation doesn't change the shape of the distribution, but the mean is transformed into a value of 0 and the standard deviation into a value of 1. This is something we can do by hand, and you'll be working on some of that essentially for some homework. But also we can ask our statistical software to do that for us. So in order to get to compute z-scores in JASP, first thing we need to do is we need to be in our data editor, which you'll notice I already am. And I've already got a little string of data here, these 8 points. The first thing I need to do is click on this column right here. And that will, if I double click, allow me to name and start a new column. Z-scores, because that's going to go there. Oh, it's going to let me. Scale. And then I'm actually going to go to having computed with drag and drop. So instead of being not computed, I'm going to compute it with drag and drop. And what that's going to let me do is going to bring this right up here. You'll notice there's a number of functions right over here on the side, and the one we're concerned with this time, rolled on right past. Where is it? Right there was z-scores. So I'm going to drag and drop z-scores into our little box here. And then I'm going to replace what column do I want z-scores of? Well, I want columns of column 1. So I'm going to move column 1 into my values, and then I'm going to click compute column. And this is going to give me my column 2 of computing. I didn't put it over here under z-scores, but we got it. This gives us, close my window there. This gives us our z-scores for our little column here of data. And we can then look at some descriptives of that column 2 data to try and see, hey, are z-scores acting the way that we know that they should? So let's click on analysis and then go to descriptives and then move over column 2. And there's our mean, right? 0, that's really what it gets us, and our standard deviation of 1. So much like where we are looking at there. So that's how you obtain z-scores within, so you create that column. And then anytime, this means we wouldn't necessarily even just have to do this with z-scores. We could double click on column 3. Maybe we want to compute this one too. We'll use drag and drop. And maybe what we want this time is we want to simply have a sum, because you'll notice we had a number of different things that we could choose from. So let's assume, and we can also use all of these mathematical distributions. So we could just choose that we wanted column 1, and then we wanted to add 5 to all of column 1, compute that. Oh, CL feels most weird. Oh, it doesn't like that. A lot of two numbers. Problem solved. But we could, take column 1 plus column 2. Let's try that, and then we can get that. So we can't just add in numbers all willy-nilly but we can do some computations with different math there as well. So thank you. And this is how we do some computing in JASP to get our z-scores.